Alright guys, what's going on? So today's DIY is going to be number 2 and it's going to be about framing, guys. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to show you, I'm doing it 2 different ways. I'm floating and then I'm also doing permanent structures too. So yeah, I'll take you in and I'll tell you how I'm doing my framing and how the first time using an air nail gun and not using nail and hammer, and what to expect, and then also the nails that I got, because you'll be looking through this, is too long. The box said one thing and it's measuring out to be way bigger than what I wanted. So I'll have to angle grind everything out that I see sticking out, because it's a mess, guys. And I didn't want to buy more because I got 2,000 of them. So I'm just using those and going with what I got. Alright guys, I'll catch you there in a minute. Alright guys, so on the framing, what I am doing is I'm floating. So I put 2x2 right there, and then I'll float it to wherever I need the wall. I'll put it right there and float it down. And then, because as you can see, it's not in place. These are all floating. Eventually, when I get to the spray foam, everything will be put in its place. I won't have to worry about it. There'll be no banging, no nothing like that. It'll be perfectly solid. So I'm going into the structure, so when I spray, everything's gonna stay right where they are. Here's my headers. Now, like as I said, guys, it's kind of a mess because of the nails, but then I do certain things like this. It's just because of the fact the bus is not square completely. So I put my headers up there. Headers are up. Like as I said, once you spray foam, everything will be sucked up into place. Here's the bathroom. You can see I got a lower header down below. That's just for the support of the door I'm going to use. I got to put one right there, and I got to put another stick right there. And then yeah, so floating, sometimes I'll do it like this and put a permanent structure in there, and then I could go ahead and like use these. But these all float, but they're barely starting to move. It's just because this is a laundry area. So when you frame, make sure you put your blocks in the middle. It's more support, plus fire. It takes longer to burn, so you might be able to save your home. As this in the master, I put a header on the top just because I'm going to put a piano hinge on there. I'm going to have this whole thing come up. And as you can see, when I'm thinking of my house, what's the most I'm going to use to get up into bed? And it's going to be this side. So I went ahead and put a solid 2 pieces right here. So when I get onto the bed, I'm not going to break it or wear it out or anything like that. So that is the way I'm framing. It's like a T, and then I'm just placing wherever it needs to be for the wall, and then boom, I get it up. And like I said, guys, these are floating. You don't have to have them permanently in just yet, but because you need to figure out what your spaces are going to be, stuff like that. I'm going to have it like this because the wall, when I put my stuff in, I'm going to go ahead and put my ceiling up. Now, people are going to go, how can you put your ceiling up when there's a big old stick right there? Well, that's not necessarily going to be there once I get done here, or I could belt sand it, guys. I could take a belt sander and customly fit every size. That's what I'm pretty much going to do, is belt sand everything down, check it real quick, get everything leveled just right. And you might, when you come across these guys, you might have to go a tad bit out. So if you look at the wall, it's a tad bit crooked. Well, this, if you check this out, that's why else I'm floating. It's because I need to see where, there we go, perfect, where I need to place my walls. So always float everything except for your emergency exits. Go ahead and permanently attach your walls no matter which side they fall on, and just go for it. Because eventually you're going to cover this all up, guys, and it's not going to be noticeable at all. And this is me using a nail gun, guys. So, you know, I didn't know how to use one. Now I do, and things are looking a lot nicer now and not as crazy. So, but and then for the bed support, what I did was I put 2x2s in the middle of the beds on where I know they're going to use the most. I got to put another one right here. I think it's on the ground somewhere. Or maybe not. Maybe I just used up all the blocks. But make sure on the blocks, put them in the middle. It's my son. I'm going to put it right there. And go ahead and nail it in there and then do the bed around. So he made this himself. And then my daughter made this one for herself. I'm going to put them in the beds and kind of build it into the RV. So that'll be kind of cool. And then when if we ever sell this guy, which will not be soon, guys. I'm only at 180,000 miles on this car, or 160 on the bus. I'm going to use this sucker. Those are barely any miles. So, but anyways, kitchen. That's where the dishwasher is going to go. I made a tad bit more room. I don't know if you can see that black thing right there, but it was a line going down. Well, I extended it out for the dishwasher. This is going to be the oven part. I'm doing my kitchen a little differently. People could do it any way they what they want to do, but you know, in the end of the day, I think for this one, I'm going to frame it up like this. So I go ahead, and you want to get about 6 or 8 of these posts. You always want to double up by 8. Because when you frame in a kitchen, you're going to have to use that same one down there, and then down at the bottom. Same on the other side. Boom, 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 boom. And then on this one, same thing. Same length on that side, up there, and then up there. So, think about that. Always double up by 4 or 8s. Depending on how structurally sound you want this. For me, I want this so structurally sound that nothing happens at all. If a car hits us, anything. So, if a truck hits us, whatever. This thing is not going to move around. And that's just the way I'm building it. I want it to last for a very long time. I want it to outlast the engine. And that was a 1,000,000-mile engine. You know, if you maintain it properly. But yeah, so that's pretty much how I'm doing my framing. If you want to ask any questions, sometimes I get this split wood crap. Don't worry about it. Your skin's going to go on there, and then even more strength is going to be added to your structures. So, and anything that's out of whack, take a belt sander, guys. You know, it's not like well, I used to be a professional at doing this, but not anymore. So it looks a little rough. But once you belt sand everything down, get it all nice and safe. Like underneath here is going to be for the dogs. Definitely need to go underneath there and make sure there's nothing sticking out of the wood that's going to hurt the dogs. And yeah, get all that cleaned up. But other than that, I started getting really good at it. This is now, and then this was before. Yeah, guys. Now, real nice. Before. Yeah. Not looking so pretty, guys. So, it's going to take a minute for me to get used to. Well, I already got used to the gun. It's awesome. This is how I framed it up. So, I'm going to give you a real slow demonstration here of how I did it. So you could pause at any moment and check out the framing. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it for the DIY. You could either go ahead and make a T and figure out where you want to place your wall. Put it on the T, like right here. Shoot it in through the top and one on the side. And then go ahead and install your walls. Or you could do it this way, guys. And find your lips. Put it all over there. And then you could go ahead. Because this is going to be my cutoff right there for the room. So as you can tell, I'm not going to use the other side of that. I'm going to be framing in from right here. So, I mean, putting the insulation in. So, and I don't have to worry about this stuff. I'll get the access off, but everything else will adhere just nice. Plus, you got the panels going on. It's not a big deal. So, yeah. And then I'll be doing the wiring and stuff like that. But, guys, DIY framing, how I'm framing my bus. And then also for the toilet. This is the toilet, guys. I got a about, I don't know, 6 foot, 6 inches up, 8 inches up or something like that. And I'm framing it in because this is going to be the toilet area. This was a full-blown shower right here, but instead, that is a pretty big shower. Put a toilet right next to it, and then I could just tie in plumbing and all that good stuff. So, because on the shower side is where there's a bay. And, yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys, for the build on the framing. And also for the fridge, guys, if you take a look, I got a free stance right there all the way down. I got my split-in X and then framed around for more support. And then I will be framing across. So, yeah, other than that, I'm going to get to framing all these, but I'll show you a little slow-mo so you can look and see exactly how I'm doing mine. And those 2x2s fit in those little creases really nice. Alright, guys, well, that's pretty much it. That's how I'm doing my framing DIY. This is it. If you want to use a nail gun, go and get a framing 21 degree and then get yourself 2.5 inch nails, not these. These are like 4-inch nails. Don't ever go to Harbor Freight and pick up a box of nails. That's the best advice I can give you because it's the wrong size. I know I should have opened up the box and looked at it, but anyway. So, and then I got a, what is this? This is a 300 max PSI cord going out, and you already know, watching my first DIY, what compressor I use, which is a Porter cable, 6-gallon, to run this bad boy right here. Take a look at this nail gun. I can't believe how big it is. And this is a Central Pneumatic. I don't know. I can't read. So it's a framing nail gun. This is everything that it does. So, and that's the cheapest one I can find. For that, hose is lasting. I'm stepping on it constantly and nothing's happening. So, and then that goes out to the, I got 100 foot. So, otherwise, the framing is going to be coming along perfect. Make sure you put in your blocks for more stability. This thing isn't stable exactly quite yet because I'm still doing the framing. I got to go and do the back of the framing. It's going to take a minute to do. But, yeah. So, for me, I guess it's a little bit more in the back. The bathroom area, I think I'm going to leave it the way it is. And then laundry room, I could get that later on in the year. Because like I said, guys, I just need to get out of here and I need these beds livable. So I got to get onto these ASAP. And sorry about that. And get this framing done. So this is the way I frame. And I don't know how you guys are going to want to do it, but I'd rather float than have to worry about screwing in self-tappings everywhere. And, you know, you're not going to need it everywhere. You're just going to need it in certain spots. Why in the heck would you just frame your whole entire bus when you only need to frame certain parts? You know, you're putting on more weight. You don't need more weight. So this stuff, as heavy as it is, you know, you wouldn't think these 2x2s are heavy, but man, you lift up that bundle, there's 800 pounds here. You know, maybe 400 pounds. It's not too heavy. But anyways, guys, that's the DIY framing for this video. Any questions, let me know. Those are the nails I'm using. These are the 2x2x8s I'm using. I had to get more because, well, I got to frame up the kitchen now. I guess that's what I'm doing since we bought the sink. And, yeah. Jacob. And, yeah. Otherwise, oh, for my self-tapping, guys, for this wood, I'm using these guys right here. These right here are Tex, the 2 3/4. Get a little smaller ones, not as big. I got bigger just because of the fact I didn't know how deep the bus would go and stuff like that. So it does give you a lot more support too. So it's up to you on that. But leave a comment below if you're interested in how I'm doing it or what you're thinking. But I like it like this. I think it's fine like this. Everything's floating, so when the bus bends, it doesn't start breaking everything one by one. I'm going to be hitting the desert too, guys. There's some slopes in some of the stuff. I don't want to have this stuff permanently secure and it starts snapping inside the walls. No thank you, guys. I'll go ahead and float those walls because guess what? There's flexibility on this bus big time. This wind is hitting real quick. I don't hear any squeaking, nothing. And I can see that everything's flowing quite nicely. So it'll be fine. All right, guys, I'll catch you all later. DIY. And this is for the framing. Appreciate it, guys. You have a good one. Bye now.